Hey, it's Tori from Bits of Polish. Welcome to another video. Today we are going to be talking about the polishes that I wore for the month of January. When you guys see this, the second week of February, I am filming this a little bit early. I had plans to get a couple extra manicures in, but unfortunately something happened with my pinky on my surgery hand and I'm not able to use that finger like I should. With that, I am not going to be painting my nails for a little bit. I've put a message into my surgeon to see what he thinks, see what else is going on. I was in the middle of swatching a new Orly collection for you guys and got to the third polish, had it swatched, was taking it off, and something made this loud snapping sound. There was pain. My pinky dropped like it couldn't hold itself up anymore, and I'm like, oh crap. What did I do? What did I do to myself? So with that, I am back in a brace for the time being, and I'm not going to be painting my nails, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and just share what I wore for January. I did do really well with polishes. I wore 8 manicures, and I think I counted like 20 or 21 polishes, if I have that correct, which is still a pretty good number. That is still a number I'm happy with. The main one that I didn't really like was the first one right out of the gate for January. I wore OPI's Angel Flight to Starry Nights paired with Zoya's Peyton. This is a combo that I've done kind of something similar in the past, but I really had high hopes for this one and it fell short. There was no issue with that OPI polish. That was beautiful. The Zoya polish was a very sheer, thin formula. I feel like these types of polishes are hit and miss with Zoya. Now I did get it in a D-stash, so that could be why, I'm not really sure, but it definitely fell short. It was just not a great formula, so there's that. Aside from that, the manicure was okay. I didn't like the formula of that Zoya. 2, I didn't really like the pairing of this combo together. I was like, I'm trying to use stuff off my rack, so let's just pull polishes, and sometimes that doesn't always work out. The next polish that I didn't care for, there was nothing wrong with it, I just didn't really love it on my skin tone, was one from Wildflower Lacquer. This is Dachshund Through the Snow 2.0. It is a beautiful, almost like grayish white linear hollow polish. When this was released in December, I want to say, and I initially was not going to purchase that polish. I told my husband that I didn't think it was going to look good on my skin tone. I am a fairer skin tone, and I thought, I don't think this is going to look good. He went ahead and ordered it. So I'm like, okay, let's try this. I put it on. I wanted something on my nails. I hurried up, put it on. Formula was great. It dried really well. Didn't have any issues with it at all. I used Rogue Lacquer's The Pumpkin King thinned out on top of that Wildflower polish. I liked that a little bit better, but I still wasn't in love with that manicure, so it was one of those, nothing against the polish or polishes, it just wasn't one that I felt like was flattering to my skin tone. I had 2 polishes from a recent Orly PR package, I think, if I remember correctly. I wore Orly's Snow Angel. That is a lighter, almost like blue toned, a light pale blue, I guess you would call it. That's a cream that was released in their holiday collection. And then I wore it with one that they sent me. I don't have the name of it, so I'll put it up here on the screen. It is a really pretty deep blue shimmer. I paired those two just trying to see if I liked the combo, and I loved the dark blue on this manicure, but I did not like that light blue Snow Angel. The formula was thin. I think part of it I rushed my application. I don't think I waited long enough between coats. That polish took 3 coats to build up, while the darker blue was opaque in 2. I will say with Orly, some of their formulas are a little bit on the thin side, and I think that's part of the issue. I was always having to go in and clean up, and I'm still kind of recovering from hand surgery and everything, so that's a little bit tricky. The more cleanup you gotta do, the trickier painting my nails can be. But the combo was pretty, it just wasn't wowing me. I left it on, I think, for a day, and I ended up having bubbles in the Snow Angel polish, and you can see that in the pictures. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to worry about trying to edit those pictures because, you know, this is what happened. I had bubbles, and I'm not sure what happened, to be honest, but I liked the dark blue, didn't like the light blue polish. So the next one I wore is untried polishes. This was Morgan Taylor's Dancing in Sangria. It is a very deep, vampy purple, almost black. Honestly, it looked black on my nails, but it is a deep purple, and I thought, I want something over top. What can I use? Again, I was trying to pull some untried polishes, so I pulled two toppers. I used Everything Taco from Holo Taco, and then KB Shimmer Ice and Easy, which is a new polish that I recently picked up. I did one topper on one hand and one topper on the other hand. Now, I will say, I don't think I loved the toppers on top of this polish because I felt like they were a little bit busy. The KB Shimmer one was a little too heavily applied on this manicure. The Holo Taco one was my favorite as the topper combo for this manicure, but the KB Shimmer one was a little bit meh. I went too heavy-handed with that KB Shimmer topper. Less is better in this case. But it was pretty, it was sparkly. I just preferred the Holo Taco topper over that Morgan Taylor polish to the KB Shimmer polish. So the next one I wore is one, again, these were both untried polishes. I did my little two-tone manicure combo that I love to do so much. I used Atomic's Holo Holo, which has been on multiple seasonal racks and has never been worn until this month. And I paired it with Alchemy Lacquer's Center of the Galaxy, which I think was a polish pickup item. These were beautiful. The Atomic polish is a dark, like teal base that has linear hollow goodness in there, and it's got some beautiful flakies as well. I picked this up off of HHC when I started getting into indies, so about 2 years ago, and I've never wore it. It's just kind of sits there, and I'm like, I'm going to put that with this beautiful purple polish from Alchemy Lacquer. This is gorgeous. It's got scattered hollow flakes, it's got sparkle, and there is so much gorgeousness going on, and I loved these two together. The next one I wore, my husband picked this out. While I didn't like the color combo, I loved the polishes. I did two from the Salon Perfect and Wonka collection. I used Pure Imagination and Anything Is Possible. They're a little too close color-wise, if that makes sense. They're a little bit too similar in color, so it was a little hard to distinguish what one color was different than the other. They were beautiful, though. They were solid two-coat polishes. One of them in particular, and I don't remember the name. I'm getting these two mixed up. I think Pure Imagination was the one that was almost a solid one-coater. I did change out the brushes, so that could have been why it was a little bit better application and, you know, formula-wise, but those polishes are beautiful. The one polish that was darker, that one, which is Anything Is Possible, is a little sheer, so that I think was a 2 to 3 coater, honestly. It was more sheer than I thought it was going to be, but it was a fun manicure, and I actually left it on for a while. The next one that I wore, this was inspired by a manicure that Nurse Jackie posted about on her monthly manis for December. She had mentioned something similar to this, at least. So I had OPI Big Apple Red on my seasonal rack for winter. I pulled that one, and then I wanted to put something over top of it, so I pulled Rogue Lacquer's The Animal, which is a polish I got in a D-stash. It is a really pretty, like, jelly red that has gorgeous colored flakies in there. There's blue flakes, gold flakes, green flakes in there. It's really pretty polish, and I've never wore it. That combo was gorgeous. The color was perfect, straight across the board. I didn't have any issues. Sometimes with my topper type polishes that I use, they don't always match the base, and with that Big Apple Red, this combo was perfect. You couldn't even tell that I had a cream polish underneath this topper, so to speak. It was beautiful. I just removed it yesterday when I'm filming this, and that's when my little incident with my pinky happened, was I removed the manicure, did fine, went into swatching, and something happened. So that's the last manicure that I was actually able to get in for the month of January, which it's still not too bad. 8 manicures, you know, there's that. But, oh, I did actually forget one. This one, you guys, this was a really fun combination. I got inspo from Krista at Restored by Polish on Instagram. She also has a YouTube channel, which I'll link down below. She recently wore OPI's Less is Norse. That is a TJ Maxx find that I've had sitting in my collection for way too long. Had it on my rack to wear, and I'm like, you know what? I am going to pull out this baby. Let's see what this is like. While the formula for me was thin and sheer, it did take 3 coats to build up. The color was gorgeous. I wanted a topper, and I thought, what can I pull? And I went and looked at my Starrily polishes that I have in my collection. I still have them in their boxes because the boxes are so pretty, and I'm like, I can't see what's in here. So I was going through, taking each of them out, and I'm like, what can I use? Came across this polish that's in collaboration with Kelly Marissa, and it is called Deimos. It is the most beautiful, flaky, color-shifting topper that I probably have used in a long time. It is in a clear base. They shift purple to blue. There's all kinds of goodness in this topper. I think you can build it up on its own, but for me personally, it was perfect as a topper over this OPI polish. It was gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Just stunning. I loved it together, and I'm like, this is perfect. I need to pull that polish out more to wear it, because if you have OPI Less is Norse, it's perfect. It is a beautiful, like, denim blue polish. It is stunning. I did change the brush out on that OPI polish as well, because I don't care for OPI brushes, so I changed them for a paddle brush, which made application that much easier. Again, formula was a little bit thin for me, did take 3 coats, but it was such a beautiful combination. Absolutely stunning. That's definitely one of my favorites for the month of December. And then you've got a couple of these other ones in here, and I'm like, well, I think that OPI Less is Norse is a top favorite contender, and then I think my next one is going to be Big Apple Red Combo. I think those two are standouts for the month of January. Absolutely beautiful. That is everything that I wore for the month of January. Let me know down in the comments if you have a favorite from what I wore for the month. I don't know if I'll be painting my nails in February like I had hoped. It all depends on what happens with this slight little setback I've had. I hope I can at least get some Valentine's manicures in, but obviously painting my nails is probably not a good idea at this point, because trying to remove the polish is not going to be easy, and I can probably, not to mention, cause myself more pain. There can be something else happen further with damage or whatever's wrong with this tendon situation in my pinky, so we may not be painting our nails for a little bit. But that's it, guys. Hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and we'll see you later.